As you have probably noticed, there is a lot of new cryptocurrencies being created every day or hour or by the minute. A lot of those trends are coming from a social perspective, social media perspective. A lot of those cryptocurrencies are created around influencers and social media accounts. So this is a whole new breed of cryptocurrencies that is starting to manifest itself. And what I wanted to do in this video is to show you how to create your own cryptocurrency exactly like all those other influencers. Basically, the entire process is that simple that it can be condensed in a 10-minute video. So I will show you everything starting from scratch, how you can create your own cryptocurrency, starting from writing your own contract up to deploying your contract. I will also show you the different blockchains and the difference between gas fees with using Ethereum mainnet and something like Binance Smart Chain. We will deploy our cryptocurrency and we will also provide liquidity to it. So liquidity basically means that if someone wants to buy our coin and he wants to buy our coin with, for example, Ethereum or something or any other cryptocurrency, we need to provide liquidity for that. So we need to provide a way for them to exchange those tokens. So if that sounds interesting to you and you want to have your own cryptocurrency, in 10 minutes from now, follow this video. So let us start with the first step. The first step is opening Remix. So remixethereum.org, which is basically a web IDE. In this web IDE, we can write our own contracts. I have created a contract here, NovelTech contract.sol. So we are going to code our contract using Solidity. I have also provided everything here on GitHub, where you can follow the instructions and also copy the contract. So the first things that we need to do is give it a name. We need to give it a symbol and we need to provide how many decimals it can have. And we also need to provide a total supply. In this case, it's going to be 10,000, but you can write any number there you wish. So this is an extremely simple contract that has a functionality of transferring your tokens. It has a constructor. You can get the balance of it. So this is our transfer. Transfer from, and we can also approve. We need to approve our transfers. So basically this is boilerplate code that you can exactly copy the same way as provided here. And you can of course give it a total supply, name, symbol and decimals. So when this is done, we need to compile it. In order to compile it, go to Solidity compiler, choose the version that we have provided here and run compile. It seems it has compiled successfully. There is a warning because normally you need to provide a license here. So just a comment that explains the license, but we can skip this one. The next one is going to deploy. When we are deploying this, we need to choose injected Web3. And then we are basically able to deploy our contract. In order to deploy our contract, we also need to pay gas fees. In order to pay for those gas fees, we need to connect a wallet with our IDE here. In this case, I'm using Metamask. You can use any other wallet, but Metamask is a wallet that is provided as an extension in your browser, so it makes the entire process extremely simple. What you need to do is install Metamask. So I'm in Chrome here, so you can just type in metamask.io and download now, and you're going to be able to add this as an extension in your browser. I have already done this and created an account, which is very straightforward. After you have created an account, a very important part is choosing your network. So by default, you're going to have the Ethereum mainnet here. But if you're going to deploy your contract to the Ethereum mainnet, the gas fees are going to be much higher, and generally the transaction fees are going to be much higher. A good alternative for that is using the smart chain, so the Binance Smart Chain, where the gas fees are going to be a lot lower and the transaction fees are also going to be a lot lower. In order to add this, you can go to your account, you can go to settings, you can go to networks, and you can type add a new network. In order to fill out the network name, RPC URL, chain ID, and so on and so forth, you can just type this into Google and it will provide you the exact information. So for example, for Binance, it's BNB, the chain ID is 56. This is the new RPC, and this is the name we can provide it, and we can just save it. But we have already done this, so it's throwing us an error. So basically, I'm just going to show you an example here, selecting JavaScript VM Berlin, and those are just a bunch of fake accounts which says they have 100 ethers, but this is not true. And we can click to deploy, and this is going to basically deploy our contract. So now you can choose to which blockchain you want to deploy your token. You can deploy it to different blockchains, which all come with different cons and pros. So as I have already mentioned, the biggest difference between the Ethereum mainnet and the Binance Smart Chain are going to be the gas fees, which are going to be a huge difference. For example, deploying this to the Ethereum mainnet is going to cost you around $40 as of now. This can fluctuate a lot. And on the Binance Smart Chain, it's going to cost you just a couple of dollars. The next part after you have deployed your coin is going to pancake swap and adding liquidity. So what you can do is connect to a wallet and add liquidity. So in this case, we're going to connect to Metamask. So what we can do now is add liquidity, and we can select a currency. So let's say BNB, and we can connect, we can select another currency. In this case, we could select our currency. If we had deployed this to the Binance Smart Chain, we could find our currency in here, but we can choose basically any here and just click on it and enter an amount. This wallet doesn't have any money on it, so this won't work, but we could just type something like this here. And what is very important to know about liquidity pools is that you provide a certain amount of one currency and a certain amount of another currency, and you make money on the gas fees. But the important part is that if one of those currencies increases in value, that's great, or if both increase in value, that's even better. But you have to take into consideration that maybe you want to change, I don't know, Ethereum for your new cryptocurrency, which would mean that you had to deploy this to the Ethereum mainnet. And in this case, if your cryptocurrency, if Ethereum, for example, tanks, and you exchange a lot of Ethereum for your cryptocurrency, and you start with maybe 50% Ethereum, 50% of your cryptocurrency, in the end, you're going to be left with a lot less value. So for example, if you end up with owning 80% Ethereum and 20% of your cryptocurrency, and Ethereum tanks for 20%, then you're losing 20% on that 80% of Ethereum. So that's something you need to be aware of. So you can find the entire process that I have just described here on this GitHub page, and you can also see the contract here. So it would be very interesting if you, for example, create your own cryptocurrency and share it on this channel here, or if you come up with maybe some smarter contracts here, or some contracts that provide some type of value. This is just, let's call it a meme currency. It doesn't provide basically any value. It's just a currency that we can put out there. So if you develop something interesting, or if you have questions or are more interested in this type of content, please let me know, either in the comments down below, write me on my email, or head over to noveltechmedia.com. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.